This video is brought to you by eToro. Now, you may have seen that eToro sponsor a number of Premier League clubs, and you might be wondering, who are they? Well, eToro is a global investment platform with over 16 million registered users, which offers everything from stocks, currencies and commodities to cryptos like Bitcoin. Now, if you don't have time to invest, eToro is perfect. You can use eToro's CopyTrader feature, copy top performing investors, so when they make a trade, you make the same trade automatically at no additional cost. So if you're looking to start investing and you want to find out more about eToro, then click the link in the description and get on it right now.
Hi and welcome to the AFTV. You joined us on the PreMatch Build Up show.
You actually did the spin.
Yeah, man. Come on.
No.
It's Derby Day, James. Welcome, guys. Yeah, PreMatch Build Up show. It's a North London derby. As you can see, I'm in high spirits. You have to be. You have to have some.
Between that and the bloody box you bought. Oh no. Okay.
Listen,
yes, good spirits.
Good spirits. This video is sponsored by eToro. Thank you, eToro. And as you know, we did this in the morning show. I check the comments before we start our shows. I normally pick out a comment. I did it today for this show because I thought, why not? Yeah. It's North London derby. We got Stoyman. He says, I'm watching every live show every single day. Great job, AFTV team. Thank you so much. And yeah, we really appreciate that. I want to quickly just get into what we're going to be speaking about before obviously the derby, today's schedule. We have Shape against Vienna, which you can see clearly here. Yeah. Lacazette in the 10, right? Importance of Partey, another massive topic. We spoke about Partey this morning in our morning show. Yeah. The special derby, looking back.
We want to look back at a few derbies. Like, why not remind ourselves of some good times? I know a lot of people are writing us off and they're negative, so why don't we look back at some better days?
Exactly, and then we're going to end with building you guys 11s and seeing what you guys would think is best to play against Tottenham today. Obviously, we're probably going to get a lot of fans from other teams in this chat because other teams have played now, like Palace and whatnot. They're going to be in probably...
United won, Chelsea won, and it's, yeah.
We need to start playing on Saturdays. That would really help us.
Do you know, I do wonder whether there's a psychological advantage to playing before you kind of know what everyone else has done. Yeah. Just getting it out of the way early, but obviously with Europa we can't do that, so...
Thank you for your comments. A lot of come on you Gunners. Obviously some Tottenham fans are in here as well. I thought there's going to be fireworks tonight, so yeah, later today. So make sure you stay tuned. But yeah, come on, you Gunners. Loads of people in. Josh Ramsdale says, Arsenal fan here. We played too similar to Man City and Spurs. Countered City too well. Oh, okay, it's a fair enough opinion. Did you get that? Yeah, we played similar to Man. Well, I mean,
I don't think we're as open as Man City, to be honest. Only because we're not good enough to be. But. We definitely can't afford to concede Spurs any space, that's for sure.
People say, give us a 12, Harry, but I know you're not going to 12.
Mainly because I'll actually tie myself up.
James got loads of wires.
It's a safety thing. Yeah. It's really a safety thing.
Health and safety and
Yeah.
All right, cool, let's get into it.
Let's do it. Let's talk about Vienna. Oh. The game that turned our season around. The night that said, we're back. We're back. We're going to win the league. Arteta's the man to lead us. And give him a 10-year contract.
Don't, because people will generally take you seriously.
Okay, fair enough. You're right, it'll be clipped up and used against me, won't it?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Look, Vienna the other night, it was an impressive performance. It was good to have the fans back. Obviously, as far as games with no pressure, that's the one. Europa League, Thursday night, fans are back, you've already qualified. There was nothing on the line, nothing. So if you're ever going to perform, that's the one, and luckily they did. But in fairness to the players, it wasn't just that we played better football and scored a few goals. It was seeing certain movements and certain things tick. You know, we watch them and you go, oh, it clicked. I get what I was trying to see here, and it worked, and we scored a lot of goals because of it. But what was really interesting about it was I was trying to analyse kind of the formation, because it was a 4-4-2 with sort of Lacazette dropping into midfield to make it a three-man midfield every now and again. Yeah. But what I've kind of been realising is a lot of people are saying, well, Arteta's kind of, what does he want to do? What's his kind of long term? Has he gone against his beliefs by moving from the three at the back? And I wanted to sort of analyse a little bit how we've set up in terms of attacking formation when we have the ball in each of these last three formations we played. So we played a 3-4-3, we played a 4-3-3, and we've played a 4-4-2. Let's call it 4-4-2 against Vienna. It probably wasn't. It was more like a 4-2-3-1. But this is the back three, and obviously when we don't have the ball, your Sakas, your Bellerins, they tuck in. Aubameyang, Pepe will help out wide. But this is very much how we look when we have the ball. We've analysed this 100 times, but just worth pointing out once more. You look at it here, that's the movement of the players when we have the ball.
Class.
And you've got what kind of looks like a little bit of a diamond. Like it's, Lacazette's dropping in, and the threat comes from Pepe and Aubameyang out wide.
Yeah.
We saw Pepe and Aubameyang getting much more central towards the latter end of the Project Restart part of the season. And Lacazette doing quite well in that hold-up role. That's what we were doing back then, but he's moved away from it.
Now,
yeah, go on.
Just on this, so the only problem I have here is the only area I panic about is this section here, because that is where, we're gonna get into the importance of Partey, but that is where I panic, and because as obviously these two I can trust, but there's spaces where we get exposed in this area.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I do completely agree with you. And I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to mention it later in the Partey section. If you look at then...
In the Partey section. Let's not get gas.
I just heard it.
Yeah. Let's not get gas.
Then he went to 4-3-3, played this against Leicester. And in fairness, probably harsh to sort of cement this as his 4-3-3 formation because we've literally seen it once. But in doing this, we sort of saw what it might look like when Partey sort of deep in midfield. And to be honest, it still looked quite similar. If I just bring it up, where is it, my little animation here? This was the movement in possession again.
This is class. I love this, by the way.
It's fun, isn't it? I don't have to do anything, it does it itself. Lacazette was making the same movement. Willian and Aubameyang trying to get into more central areas. But Xhaka moved to a back three to get the ball and to try and... So he clearly feels that he needs three players there to be a part of the build-up. And Ceballos and Partey, in fairness, Ceballos was moving out right, and Bellerin was getting forward, and there was a lot going on. It was crazy. But the idea of a back three from which you build, that remained consistent. I then want to go into Vienna, which we saw the other night, and it was a good performance. Let's praise the boys. It was impressive. So this was a 4-4-2, or what looked like it was going to be some sort of 4-4-2, and this was again how we looked when we had the ball. Once again, Lacazette's dropping into midfield, and you've got that back three of sort of Mariel, Nene and Mustafi to create out the back. And Nketiah's dropping in, and Pepe and Nelson were making very sort of out to in, quite central runs actually. They were doing their bit out wide, but they were making those runs in the middle as well. And I think the thing I found really interesting about this was actually, I think it's quite clear that Arteta wants this sort of, if I could bring it up here, where is it? Here we go. He wants this sort of diamond in the middle there. Like one deep, two that link sort of defence to attack from wider areas, and then someone who drops into that 10. I think that is a staple of what Arteta wants to see more often. And it was just interesting that in what was his third or fourth formation he's deployed this season, the movements and the average position and kind of heat map actually look quite similar anyway.
They do.
So I think it's a case of less formation and more function, if that makes sense.
Everyone keeps arguing with is it going to be a 3 at the back, is it going to be a 4 at the back? But inevitably they do level out to be the same in defence and attack. So
absolutely, I think so.
I think he's going to deploy the 3 at the back.
Do you think it'll be a 3 at the back?
He needs to be a bit more pragmatic and more stagnant. It's going to be not a boring game, but you know what I mean, a defensive game on the Arsenal. I
like the idea of having a centre back on either side of Gabriel who's dealing with whether it's Heung-min Son, Lucas Moura, Bergwijn, whoever. I quite like that idea because then you can almost man mark them a bit better.
Yeah.
We'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see.
So there you go. I just thought it was interesting. We're not looking that different no matter what he does. There's kind of there's a system that he clearly favours. There's clearly there's a natural attacking shape he believes in. Hopefully with the players he wants. Because look, Lacazette in midfield is not what he wants to do long term.
No, and I don't think
it just obviously isn't.
Lacazette doesn't want to do that either. He's good at it. He can hold the ball well. We've analysed this many a times, but it's definitely not something he wants to be doing long term. 100%.
I think so.
But we haven't got the players around him to do what Lacazette used to be doing, was playing on the shoulder or picking up the ball and turning and striking it in top corners and letting it off. We don't have the Ozils and the other, the creative players that are putting the ball through to him to do that. So he has to do the double role of dropping in deep, which...
Yeah. I think you're spot on there. I agree. Right, should we talk about Thomas Partey?
Yes.
Take a few questions or something and then...
I wanted to see the Lacazette playing in the 10
Oh, of course.
And
I'm getting way ahead of myself, sorry.
No worries, and the comparison.
I wrote the script.
The comparison of
I don't have a clue what we're talking about.
Lacazette in the 10 versus Lacazette in the 9. I've said it many times. Yes, he does it really well, but does he enjoy doing it? I don't personally believe so. Obviously, we can't look at the opposition we played last, which is in Europa League. But he had a really good game, got it from deep and struck it from outside the box. But obviously, it was Rapid Vienna. It's a different competition when you're within the Premier League. However, I do think he struggles playing as a number 9. I mean, I know Arteta said in the press conference, Nketiah is a natural number 9, and we want Lacazette to drop deep. But yeah, no, if I'm honest opinion, I don't think Nketiah he does score goals like in the 6-yard box, but he's not good enough right now.
He's got that instinct.
Yeah, he has that instinct. That is definitely his position, but I just don't think he's good enough, especially for the Premier League right now, to start up top. Now, I think Lacazette, on the other hand, today, I predicted they'll be playing a 2 up top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still predict it. I think Lacazette and
us?
Yeah.
So we'll go back 3 and 2 up front?
Back 3, 5 in the midfield, 2 up top. It's a risk. Listen, I know. Don't remember all my ones I guess and predict. It normally happens.
Yeah, you've got a pretty good success rate with your predictions.
Exactly. So I just feel Lacazette, after his confidence from the game against in Europa League against Rapid Vienna, I think it'll be good to have him next to Aubameyang, and I think Aubameyang needs to be playing up top. Hopefully he scores and gets his confidence back, because
he needs it.
Well,
you're right. I mean, what Lacazette was doing really well is it was popping up in this sort of area here, and very much linking. If I just give it a different colour, as I like to do, so that people can actually see it, was actually linking that ball forward when Pepe was making the runs, Kolasinac was making the overlap. It was, or even just feeding it into midfield. Like, there were just natural passing lanes for him. When he's dropping into this area that we see Nketiah in now, you feel that before he can make the pass, he's got to hold someone off, he's got to take a good touch, he's got to turn, and then he's got to look up and hope he's spotted the run that's basically gone on behind him.
Yeah.
It's just way less comfortable. I think certain strikers, I hate saying it, but Harry Kane is a good example of it.
Yeah.
Firmino, they're very good with their back to goal. They're very good at turning past the man and knowing what's going on around them. I think Lacazette, you could see him, he's trying to get through the first thing before he worries about the next thing. I think this suited him a lot more, and with runners like Pepe and Nelson, I mean, if we had Pepe today, I know he'd be starting that left wing today. If we had him, I really do. I think Arteta would have gone with it, but we don't have him. But I just think that with runners around him and Lacazette naturally starting from deeper, it suits him more. But there's numbers to prove it. Should we have a little look at them?
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's get into it.
So yeah, go on.
No, I was gonna say, after you've done this, we'll get into some comments.
Yeah,
there's loads flying in.
Yeah, are they any of them Arsenal fans?
I could see Tottenham fans, but
I'm sure.
it's fine. It's fine. There's a lot of
sure.
Arsenal fans in here as well, which is good.
Yeah, right. Let's go into it. So this was Lacazette. I've taken his last 2 starts for Arsenal, which were against Molde and Vienna, and his last 2 starts in the league, which were Man United and just against Wolves. It was Leicester, Villa. Sorry, Man United and Villa. I'm getting confused with another graphic.
No
so this was him against Molde and Vienna in the Europa League. Now again, I hate saying this before every single bit of analysis. Yes, we know it was the Europa League. We know it was Molde and Vienna. You're boring me. Okay, so Lacazette had 88 touches, he won 3 fouls, got 4 shots off, passes, he had 58, passes in the opposition half 39, possession gain 9 times.
Yeah.
Now I want to compare this to those 2 Premier League starts I just mentioned, minus the possession gain because he won the ball back as many times, it was 9, so it kind of nulls itself out.
Yeah,
Have a little look at this. This was Lacazette as a 9 on the left versus Lacazette as a 10. Touches, 88 to 53.
Yeah, massive.
Fouls 1, okay, 1 better, but 3 to 2. 4 shots to the 1. So he's having more shots from midfield.
That's the, out of all of these,
yeah,
that's the most interesting stat. But only because, obviously, you expect him to have more touches because he's supposed to be dropping deep and getting the ball and linking the defence to attack, which I feel also probably infuriates him because he probably thinks Xhaka or someone in the midfield should be giving him the ball. But he's like, do you know what, let me do that. So I expect the more touches. Fouls, frustration, playing in the 10, which I don't think he truly enjoys, but he does it well. And
I don't know, I think he does quite like it.
Yeah, I keep banging on about, I don't know if he does, because I don't know. I like Lacazette for him playing on the shoulder and letting off shots quick and getting goals. Shots,
that's true,
in the 10 role. It's very interesting.
More shots in the 10 role, more passes,
yeah,
and then more passes in the opposition half. Like and that might be because he's getting the ball more. And also I've got to appreciate that against Vienna and Molde, we'd have had a lot of the ball. Of course, that slightly skews it, but shouldn't skew it this much. Yeah. And if you remember the Villa game, we had a lot of the ball. Well, Villa played well, but we did have a lot of the ball because we were trying to get a goal back.
Yeah.
And against Man United, we had a lot of the ball as well. So I appreciate that, you know, the games aren't fair. It's not 2 even games against 2. Yeah, they're not the same level. But it is very interesting that he has looked so much better in those 2 games as a 10 in terms of, and it might be opposite. All of that might be completely void because it might just be Mulder and Vienna. It might just be that. I completely appreciate that. But I thought it was worth pointing out anyway. And if he plays in midfield today, it'll be really interesting to see what his numbers look like.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting. Right, let's get into some super chats. We've got low. Guys, thank you for your comments. I'm going to start smashing through some now. It's going to be a lot of names. Lava Giant BTW, come on you Gunners. Douglas Buckland says, come on you Gunners, predictions 2-2 draw. Mine's a 1-0 to Arsenal. Shadman, thank you for your super chat. Shadman393 says, one thing I noticed that Spurs been struggling against teams that use a three at the back, a back three. Maybe today we should be going with a back three. Now, I agree. I analysed Spurs before this game. I mean, sorry, before this, I analysed Spurs all morning, which is great fun. But the three at the back, they struggle more. Look at the likes of, I think it's they drew against. Did they draw against Chelsea or drew against Man City?
They drew against Chelsea. They drew against Newcastle. Did Chelsea play a back three in that game? I don't think they did.
No. But the Newcastle does 3. But then they are very good at. Tottenham are very good at picking teams apart by playing into the gaps. So the 3.
The 3. When you got Heung-min Son making that run from left to infield, because Kane's dropped in. That is a nightmare for a back 4.
100%.
Because your fullback's trying to get up the pitch, but they counter you, so he's lost.
Yeah.
And you've got him one-on-one isolated with the centre-back. We saw him do it against West Ham. So, yeah, I do think there's something in. I mean, West Ham played back 3, to be fair, and turned it around, but they were 3-0 up, Spurs.
Yeah.
I do, I see something in that. In if you have a third centre back, maybe you're naturally covering that space a little bit better. Interesting thought.
It is interesting thought, and I just feel like the fullbacks who play today need to understand they can't be bombing forward today. If I'm going to be completely honest, because that's where we will get exposed. Would you say Tottenham's a counter-attacking team?
No, but I'd say they're very good at it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
This is where I had like the battle between what do we expect? Are they going to get us on the counter, or are they going to tactically just break us down? This is where I was just like, ugh.
They're very efficient with their turnovers because Harry Kane's very good at picking out a pass and Son's very good at making that run.
And linking up play, yeah. Agreed. It's
starting to worry now.
Yeah. Let's move on from that. Nero, thank you for your super chat. Eddie up front, Laka behind. We need to pick players on form. Look at Eddie's goals internationally, nationally. Ober's head is not right, bro.
I hear what you're saying, but I can't go for Eddie over Aubameyang.
Yeah, I can't co-sign Eddie right now, unfortunately. Big up James and Cecil. Today's a must-win, says Nicole. Come on, you Gunners. Let's get back into a winning streak. My preferred lineup. Now, we'll come back to the preferred lineups at the end, where we'll be building them and picking them apart. People say I agree, Saliba. Thanks. The PE teacher will prevail. Take me back, says that. Callum also says, I agree, Saliba. A lot of people saying, come on, you Gunners. Listen, it's a big
vibes.
day. Yeah, big day. Big day. Some people just...
Do you know what I like about a lot of fans that I've been seeing in the comments and online and social media, whatever is, and everyone in here as well is saying, we want to win. Some people would take a draw, but they're not going around saying, yeah, do you know what? Hopefully we'll get a point.
Ask them.
Okay. I asked this in the news show, and let us know in the comments. Would you take a draw? Would you take a point?
Right now.
Yeah, right now. Would you take a point today? If it was offered to you right now, would you take it?
Yeah.
Not if you watch the game. If you draw, would you be disappointed? I'm saying you're offered it right now. Game doesn't get played. You get a point.
Xavier Block says no.
I wouldn't. By the way.
Yes, Sammy says yeah. I would, by the way. Caesar says I would. Isco says no. Dixie says no. Oh my God, they're flying in. Hell no, 3 points, says the Dyson family. Daniel says I would. Yeah, I would. M. Muzz says no. Yes. Weird. Yeah. All right. This is a bit
We set it off now.
Oh my Lord. Okay.
But you know, this is what I like. What I was saying just now is I like how many Arsenal fans are going, I don't care how bad we are. I don't care if we're 14th. I don't care if they're top.
Yeah.
I don't care how awful we are. And if our manager does need to be sacked, I still want to win there.
Yeah, fair.
And I love that. I love that. It is exactly how you should be going into North London derby.
It's very mixed. It's very mixed. Guys, I don't know if you guys obviously reading the comments as well. It's no, yes, nah, bro. Yes, 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 yes.
Love it.
Yes, I was a yes, so you said no. It's split.
Wouldn't take it. No, come on, we can win there.
There's egg on our face if we win today, but
I don't think there is. There's nothing wrong saying we can win.
No,
I've predicted a draw. I think we'll draw 1-1.
But so you'll take the point?
No, I wouldn't take it. That's my prediction of the result. I predict.
Yeah.
Do you know what prediction means?
Yeah, I know what it means, but then
I predict
okay.
it will be 1-1. But I think we can win. So I wouldn't take that if it was offered to me. I'd want more.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. I do. I'm just trying to make it work in my head. Okay, cool. Let's move on to Partey. That was a big question. I did enjoy that. We should have put that. That should have been on the app. I don't know, maybe next time. We'll let them know for next time. Right, cool. Right, Partey.
Yeah, let's talk about him.
Oh, is he involved? No one knows yet.
Well, we know he's in the... This made me laugh. I saw a headline being like, oh, Partey's in the provisional squad. I was like, oh, great, okay. And then I read into it as he's in the provisional 24-man squad. I was like, oh, fuck.
That means nothing.
Well, cheers. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you may as well say, you know, Partey might play because he's an Arsenal player. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so pointless. But, I mean, I think if there's one thing to take out of it is that he's in contention. They've not ruled him out through injury or something, so there's that, in fairness. What I find interesting about Thomas Partey is I think we can see in just a handful of games that if you've got Thomas Partey, you look after this area of the pitch much, much, much better, as 100%. You highlighted. When it's Xhaka instead, you feel a little bit more. I mean, this is not, because we're going to compare him to Xhaka, and it's not to criticise or go in on him. It's just they have different skill sets.
Yeah, different attributes. It's clear. Sorry, it's going to sound hard. It's clear as day. But we'll get into it. It's obviously it's opinions based.
I think so. When I look at Thomas Partey, he's very good at dominating this area of the pitch by himself. What that allows you is basically two central midfielders who can come wide, go forward, whatever it is they might be. And you know, I like to do my comparisons with like Man City players and Guardiola. Yeah. But people were like, "Are you comparing Smith Rowe to De Bruyne?" I'm like, I'm not comparing.
That was a great one.
I'm just never going to say anything remotely interesting again because people just. But Partey is very comparable to Fernandinho. What the job he did at Man City. Yeah. And in terms of quality, they're comparable as well. Yeah. So don't come
for him. If anything, I'd say Partey, no, very similar.
Fernandinho's awesome. He's so good. And if Partey can do that in the Premier League, it'll be amazing. We haven't seen, but Partey's a proper footballer. He's a proper player.
Remember, I said Arteta's trying to not mimic, but create a Man City, but for Arsenal. I know that sounds crazy, but the things
I think he is.
I think that's what he does. Obviously, he's been under Pep watching him, but when you actually listen to him in the press conferences, he says what he wants is a high pressing team or the front three, the Martinellis, etc. I feel like he's watched Man City and been around Pep so much. He's like, do you know what? I see where the game's going in football. I want to build a similar team, and I may get stick for that, but from what I hear him speak about in the press conferences, that is literally.
Long term, 100%. That's what he wants him to do because that's who he's learned by, that's who's mentored him, and that's the football he clearly believes in, or at least he preaches to believe. But when you look at Granit Xhaka here, and this area, oh no, let me get rid of that. Let me start again. Granit Xhaka really likes to occupy sort of this area of the pitch.
Yes.
And he does it around there, maybe. Yes. He does it quite religiously. He really sticks to that side. Really and when you do that, I've noticed Arteta's always felt the need to either have a back three behind him or have legs in Willock in front of him, almost to help make up for the fact that Xhaka's not as mobile as other midfielders. Now, people say Ceballos is slow. I don't think he is. I think he's nippy. He's not, maybe over like 100 metres, he's not that fast, but I think he's very quick to get places and stick a foot in and win a tackle or whatever. And when he is playing Xhaka, he's tended to have a central midfielder alongside him, almost like he needs a two. He's not happy to just have, like he would maybe Partey on his own. Yeah. And people saying, well, Partey played without Nani. That was different. That was Old Trafford. Yeah. But the one game he started at the base of midfield was against Leicester, and it was just him by himself. So Barnes was pulling really far wide. So he clearly trusts Partey to look after that area of the pitch. But he looked after it very well against Leicester. It was one moment, right?
He did lose it a few times, but he was so quick to get it back.
Yeah, he did.
Literally, his recovery runs were amazing. So I agree, and I feel more confident as a fan seeing Partey there by himself than I would see. Well, Xhaka, yeah, it seems like he does.
Xhaka couldn't do that role by himself, and not in a game like this. Maybe at home when you've got a lot of the ball, but not in a game like this. Now, I want to bring up, this was Thomas Partey against Man United, and it's just to remind ourselves how good he was in the last fixture similar to the one we've got today, where we've gone in serious underdogs, away from home, somewhere where we've struggled recently. And look, he was right up there for tackles, possession gain, touches. I mean, he was in the top 2 for everything. I mean, he was phenomenal. And then I want to compare his last full 90 minutes was this game, wasn't it? Because he came off against Leicester.
Yeah.
And then the last full 90 minutes that Xhaka had against Wolves. So I'll bring him up here. Here's your touch map. You compare Thomas Partey against Manchester United. Look where he's even got a touch in the box there.
Yeah.
He's got 2 defending in our box.
Yeah.
But look at that is as balanced as it gets.
Yeah.
In a 2-man midfield, by the way.
Box to box.
With El Neni.
And it's a 2-man. Oh
This
yeah,
was
well,
and he's still
against United, yeah,
and he's
fair.
still got into all of these areas. You look at Granit Xhaka, there's a little bit. I would, if you drew a line down the centre of the pitch and counted how many of his touches were on the right, I think you're looking at
It's all here.
11, 12, maybe a little, maybe
12,
more, maybe less.
12 at a push.
It's not. He is so left-sided, and I'm not having a go at Xhaka in the sense that I think that's partly a tactical thing. I think it's partly that's where he feels he can link play, and Aubameyang goes down that side. And there'll be other reasons. It's not just because he doesn't trust himself to get to the right side of the pitch. But with Partey, you've got much more interchangeability, and with interchangeability comes the ability to press far more naturally.
And release,
my man.
and release other players. Can we just go back to the tactical pad just quickly?
Yeah.
Just why I want to touch on this. This is where I think Arsenal are going wrong. Just to keep it here. So, Xhaka, he plays on this side in the 2, and he very much, as James says and highlights there, it's all dominated on this side. Xhaka loves filling in here into the left back position, and he always plays along here. That means when this happens, right? Ceballos technically thinks, well, I've got to cover this space instead of being able to have the free role of doing what we would like to see Ceballos do best, getting forward and linking a defence to attack. But instead, because Xhaka's covering all this side and panicking about this side, Ceballos thinks, I have to cover this side and make sure it's all secure and build up play.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
he's restricting Ceballos of his natural movement.
And this is not Ceballos' game. He doesn't break up play in here and can link. He's completely frozen out when he has to do that job due to Xhaka doing that job. But when Partey's in, free reign.
That's a really good point.
Just thought I'd bring that up. Cool.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. Well, one last thing with that, Xhaka. I mean, we've touched it there with the touch map, but look at the heat map as well.
Harry Potter and Will Smith. Sorry, Calvin. Good comment. Sorry, that killed me. Anyway, carry on. I'll take Will Smith. I'll take it.
I'll take Harry Potter. I've had it the whole time. I'll take it. Yeah. At least he's quite famous.
So yeah, this is the heat map,
This
right?
is the heat map. Marte. Partey versus Manchester United is what I was trying to say. And then Xhaka. I mean, again, the point's been made, but
yeah, it's very clear.
You can see it.
It's very clear. Again, he's so heavy. It's crazy how heavy he is on this side.
And then, but also look at where Partey is as well. Look how deep he is. Now, fairness, you can put a lot of that down to Wolves sitting back and us being up the pitch.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was worth pointing out as well. But yeah, that is why Partey's so crucial to us, because he can do the job of 2 men. And when you look at the touches where he's having, where he's getting the ball, you can see the freedom it gives us to press more naturally and attack more naturally as well. I think he's crucial, and that's not even without going into his quality and what he can do when he gets the ball.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, let's take some comments, and then we'll go into the look back, we call it. Looking back. So preview guys, it's AFTV, plenty of content. We're going to build up your day the best way we can, and we're going to look back through memory lane. But first, Josh Ramsdale says, come on you Gunners, 2-1 to us. People are saying time for the lineup. Obviously, we haven't got that yet. Tactical Cecil. Kane is playing, apparently. Of
course he is. I did not for 1 second
Yeah.
envisage a Spurs team without him in it.
Lu Juan Ling Eddie, thank you for telling us that, but we kind of probably guessed that. Web Creator says LMFAO. Q11 says Partey not fully fit, going to get injured against ND, be out for months. But here we go, question. Would you want Partey to start, even if he's not fully fit, and risk, let's say he starts, but he risks the injury for the next, let's say 4 games. Would you take him to play well in this game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah? And be out for the next 4 games.
We need Partey today.
Guys, in the comments, let's go straight away. Would you take Partey if he gets injured after, at the end of this game, he has a great game? I'm not going to say a result because I don't know a result, but yeah.
If he's not fully recovered and there's a chance he might get injured, basically.
Yeah.
Would you still risk it?
Would you risk him?
Yeah, I would. Sorry, I would. He's too important for this.
Yes, yes. Some people say no. Yes, a lot of yes. A lot of yeses. Feeling nervous? Yes. Cartoon character says no. Kaz Zizzle says yes. Brian says yes. Partey's Insta, no. Yeah, cool. Right. We've got a super chat for a lineup, but we're not going to do the lineup. We're going to go into
the memories.
Memory lane.
Why are we doing this? Because basically,
James, lead it up.
I wanted to sort of just look back at the North London derby, look back at.
Check Partey's Instagram. I'm just going to check Partey's Instagram because everyone's saying it. I know.
Right. Oh no.
It's fine. I don't know what it is.
News.
I don't know.
Right.
Carry on.
While he looks, I want to explain that. Basically, the North London derby. I think a lot of people are going to this a bit negative, a bit down. I just wanted to. What are we seeing? What are you seeing? Hey, there you go.
Guys, unfortunately, I can't obviously pop it up on the screen, but Partey, I mean, it's a photo of him.
I think we can. Give it here. Let's have a little look. If we can do this. You hold that there.
Oh, look at this.
This is very. Oh, this is very
technical.
Can we do it? Is it working?
Can we do it, guys?
Have I lost this? I've sacrificed the screen for this.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll give it a go.
Oh no, I don't know if it's working.
We're gonna try again.
All right, you describe to people. We'll try and fix this because I think I made a massive mess.
No worries, guys. So basically, on Partey's Instagram, he's got. Well, when he used to play, he used to do a photo shoot, and they do like a promotional photo of the game. It's usually the players that are involved. Partey is standing there with his big chest, with the Tottenham and Arsenal logo for today's game to promote the game. I mean, for me, that's confidence. I'm confident that he's going to be involved. I'm going to get gassed. I need to calm down.
Right, let's
get excited.
So let's go into it. Trip down memory lane.
Oh, get excited.
The North London derby. Let's start with one. This was back in 2008, 2007, I think. I remember this, a 3-1 win at White Hart Lane. This was around the time I loved Cesc Fabregas when I grew up. Like, I loved watching him play. And there were two Aubameyang. There were two Adebayor goals, but one in particular when he got the ball on his chest. I think then took it on the knee and just hit one.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a goal quite like it. I've seen better goals, obviously, but I'm talking the strength to hold off your defender, take it down, and then swivel and hit a volley like that.
Yeah. Denilson's in that photo as well.
There's Denilson.
I feel like he never ages. He's looked the same from then till now. Also, I just want to look at little things in this. The ball. I remember playing with that ball back in the day of Team 90, like the Nike swoosh, amazing. And then lastly, I said about this before, Adebayor, because of this, was on the verge of having legendary status at the club. And then we know what he went and done, and yeah, I've hated him ever since.
He was superb.
I just want to say a comment quickly. Someone says Unai Cecil and Arsene James, and then, which I love. And then love_Rami says, Cecil, send my love and marriage proposal to James.
It's relentless.
It's crazy. Oh my God.
It's always the same person. I appreciate the admiration, but anyway.
Al Cop says, Cecil James, if you could bring back one legend at Arsenal, who would it be?
Henry right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Let's move on to the others.
Memory lane.
I remember this one. Very clearly. It got into about the 40th minute. Tight game. Sanya puts it in the box. Eduardo was playing that game. Sanya puts it into the box, and Van Persie puts us one up. And I remember Andy Gray was going nuts on commentary.
Here's Sanya.
Andy Gray was going nuts. What a goal! Arsenal won it up. Blah blah blah. And I'm listening to there I am. I'm like, I'm still celebrating.
Yeah.
And then you hear the commentators, and they're in again. And then Fabregas scored. I was like, what? And it was carnage.
Yeah.
It was absolute
mental
carnage. And I thought, I don't know how we scored. I don't know what's just happened. But the Sky went back just in time for the shot, and then it hit the net, and I went, oh, that was one of my favourite moments as an Arsenal fan, purely because it was just madness. It was just absolute madness. I
just want to touch on little things. I just like the little details. I remember this solely, and I love it, but also the boots. Sorry, obviously I was a player. A lot of things stick with me. The CTRs. Classics, they were sick. Nike CTRs, one of the favourite boots I played in when I was young as well. And then obviously Percy's got the Predators, but the CTRs for me, baller status.
What a time this was. We weren't even winning titles. It was just great.
It was great.
Now this one, I mean, by the way, there's so many. I could have picked out Flamini's double in the cup. I thought this was a cup game, it wasn't too big a deal. But
Yeah.
I remember this. I remember this season. It was the year Leicester won the league, and I remember thinking, I don't know why. I remember thinking like we were the best team in the league that year.
Yeah.
Tottenham fans believe it was them, and you know what? There's a lot of evidence for that. But I remember thinking, when we were on it, when Cazorla and Coquelin were fit,
Yep.
when Ramsey was firing,
Yep.
when Sanchez was there, we were the best team in the league.
100%.
I really believed we were.
That's the year
But
we should have won it.
we had so many injuries. We were plagued with injuries. I remember starting a game with Walcott on the left and Joel Campbell on the right.
Yeah.
Like we were.
Wow.
Like Flamini was playing most games. Like we were so injury hit that year, and we went there, and they were in the title race, and they were on form, and they couldn't beat us with 10 men. We were 1-0 up. Go down to 10 men, they turn it round, and we still managed to equalise. I just remember thinking, fair play, like Bellerin and Sanchez, that link up, finding a way to dig out a point when it looked unlikely. Good on them. That was a great.
So Alexis was on absolute smoke.
Yeah,
Those
he
are
was.
good days.
And the final one, I was at this game. Oh my word, I've never seen the Emirates erupt like it did this day.
Yeah.
Underdogs again in this game. Spurs have come on the back of beating Inter and Chelsea. They were on fire. They got to the final this year, the Champions League, and it was all about them. And can they finally win at the Emirates?
Yeah.
And there were Spurs fans telling me,
I remember
we're
they
going to
were
win.
so
I
confident.
expect to beat you.
Oh my lord.
And Unai Emery with the masterclass at half time. But the team it wasn't just half time, played really well in that first half. But that Aubameyang goal, I was down that end and I saw it and I thought, I don't know where that's come from.
Yeah.
But oh my word. You know
status.
celebrations when it's like feet on the chair in front,
you don't know what
climbing on people.
you start
Nuts.
here and you end up
Pure limbs, just madness.
beer, everything's in the
I remember a really lovely couple behind me saying, "Could you please sit down more?" I went, "The North London derby ain't for you, because I don't know what you're doing here."
You're in the wrong place.
It was nuts,
You're
and then
in the wrong
Torreira as well, because we went 3-2 up. That was mad. But you still got that. I hope we hold on.
Yeah.
When Torreira did it, it was mad.
This is what we need today from Aubameyang.
It is.
Now
we're going to round off on this. You want to talk about this, and then we've got to end.
Memory, my absolute favourite memory, and then after this was when Pierre-Emerick returned from Leeds and scored. But this was it, where we won.
No, winning at White Hart Lane.
At White Hart Lane. I mean, you can't write it. He was told before, Thierry and the Arsenal were told not to celebrate. I don't know if you guys have seen the interview about this. He said you were told not to celebrate if you win or get your result. Do not celebrate after, due to obviously being at White Hart Lane. But then when we went 2-0 up, it was cruising. It was all calm celebrations. They weren't crazy celebrations. Then Tottenham started to come back to make it 2-2. They celebrated like they'd won the league every time they scored. So that's when Thierry said, all right, cool, you don't want to celebrate? You want to celebrate? Let me show you what celebration is, yeah? So then after the game, they had players doing back flips, people were dancing, they were doing this dance, they were going over to the fans, they proper milked it. And do you know what? Oh, the memory of that, listen, it sticks with me forever. And
Mad.
Oh, look at the team. Look at the team.
Look at Edu.
Yes.
Just needs to do that same job for us, but upstairs now. Anyway.
Right.
We'll end with that. We'll have that in the background as we wrap up.
As we wrap up, we'll leave that in the background. Listen, thank you guys for tuning in to the pre-match build-up show. As I said, this episode is sponsored by eToro. Also, make sure you guys check out AFTV VIP. We have AFTV picks. This is your final chance to go and do. All it is a questionnaire. Simple questionnaire, and you can win a PS5.
And you've got till kickoff.
Exactly, and you can do that. What was I saying? Yeah, to win a PS5 or a share of £1,000. It's a no-brainer. Christmas is coming. It's very simple. It's literally pick up some answers to a question and you can win it. I've done it. I'm sure James is going to do it after this. Make sure you go check it out. AFTV VIP. Thank you for watching. Up next, we have the starting 11. Come on, Arsenal.